Okay, so this is take number 2. I haven't slept all night, so it's a given. Hello there, everybody. This is Demo64. I'm sorry for looking like I came back from the dead. However, it's kind of like that, considering my channel's fate. Today I'm gonna be talking about my experience with trying to make a DIY Steam Deck. You see this in the name, and this is a no-script video, so I apologize for some stuttering, but it's easier for me because when I read when I'm trying to read fluently, it sounds worse. So Steam Deck. First, I need to clarify. Steam Deck is like, you know what this is. This is a handheld device, handheld PC you can call it, that allows you to play your Steam games or just PC games on your lap or on the go or whatever. Basically, not forcing yourself to sit in one corner and just to play a game. And I dream of Steam Deck. I wish I had a Steam Deck. I just really want it, but I cannot really have a Steam Deck. First because I live in a country where it's not impossible, but it's really hard to get Steam Deck. If you dig deep enough, you will know in which country I live. And also because I cannot really get a job for now. First because I'm studying, and second I'll get to this point in my story. And my story is that why do I need a Steam Deck? Why do I need this kind of experience with the handheld device if I sit all day just in front of my computer screen? Well, I have problems with my mental state, and this mental state, yeah, it kind of forces me to have an apathy sometimes. It was really, it was not brutal, but still really painful in the last year, where I would just lie in bed. I would not have I would not really want to do anything at all, even play games. I would just lie in my bed and watch YouTube all the time, because that was all I could do with my phone lying in my bed. And that was painful because I have a huge backlog of games, and realizing that I spent all of my time just because I don't want to play those games, just to I don't want to get to my goal closer and closer. It was even more painful. I'm really this kind of person that cares about too much stuff. So yeah, I have problems with this. Yeah, it's kind of dark and personal, but at least it's honest, and that's my mission. That was one mission, to get the Steam Deck, but the DIY way, my own way. And this video is gonna be my experience, me sharing my experience to you, because you can do this, you can also do this, but it will require some things, first and foremost. First, it will require you a PC that's low-end by today's standards, but average if you live in third world country. Basically, if you're not American. For reference, I have 750 Ti, and it kind of does the job. Second, you have to have a good internet connection. Well, good it's a stretch. You don't need a gigabit per connection per se. You need I think 10 megabits or 20 megabits per second is enough. I didn't measure much, but I think it's enough. And third, you would need a phone. It doesn't matter, it's Android 4 or an iPhone. As long as it can install the app that I'm gonna show you, you probably know what it is. It's okay enough. Okay, so with all of the requirements out of the way, I would just need to warn you that the internet connection is kind of an obvious point where you would know that this is cloud-based, so if you're not a fan of that, then this video is not for you, unfortunately. You can, for sure, you can still do this method to play emulated games on your phone, for example, if you have an ability to do this, of course, legally. But if you don't, then yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna waste your time with the clickbait. You can go if you don't like this method of doing this. Okay, so with all the requirements out of the way, I want to also give you kind of like also a requirement, but it's not necessary, optional requirements per se. It's like first, it's highly advised that you have Steam well, basically Steam account. Why, I will get to this in a second. It's gonna be obvious in the tutorial basically. Second, you would have to have at least some games, or well, like Steam games bought from Steam is the best option if you're into that. I support Steam, but if you're like one of those people who get games for free from Epic Games Store, I don't like you, but it's your choice basically. You can still add non-Steam games to your Steam account anyway, so it's viable. And also an optional requirement is to have a controller of some sort. I would recommend to have a PS4 controller, PS5 controller, Xbox or Switch Pro. I don't think Switch Pro is it's like the best option for this because it's harder to set up, but if you have it, at least it's possible. So what I'm gonna show you or tell you about is the thing that I do to have this kind of experience of handheld gaming, physically, I mean. And then I'm gonna show you the tutorial on how to set up all of this thingamajig and stuff. So first is like physical way. You would have to have a controller, as I said before. You will have to have a phone. This alt will actually be viable. It's 720p phone, but it can also output 1080p resolution, 60 FPS, and yada yada yada. It also doesn't have 5 GHz connection, so if your phone also doesn't have it, at least you know that if this works for me, it will work for you too. That's the plus of having low-end devices, if you're making a tutorial, by the way. And the thing, also two things that are not common, but are also recommended, highly recommended I would say, is an OTG cable. I hope I pronounced this outright. With micro USB or USB-C, nowadays it's with USB-C. And the most uncommon thing is the clamp for your controller. The clamp itself is like exclusive to the PS4 controller, but if you're lucky enough, you can find the clamp for an Xbox controller or maybe even Switch Pro controller, but I'm not really sure. You can also buy like one of those controllers that connect to your phone, and they basically connect to a micro USB or USB-C in your case, most likely. There's like the controller that attaches, so you're gonna have like a Nintendo Switch experience, basically. It's actually the most recommended way, but it's costly. But if you already have this thing, it's good for you. Yeah, that's what I do. So how this thing looks? You would have to, of course, set up the clamp to this controller. There is this right there. Set up your phone. Here it is, and here is how it looks, at least. But because it depends on your phone, but when you're connecting through the Bluetooth connection with this gamepad, for example, it will have a really noticeable amount of latency, in my case at least. So what you want to do is this OTJ cable will come in handy. You have to attach a USB cable. There we go. Attach this one end to the controller. It's highly recommended that this is this end to the controller. There we go. And attach this to your phone. As you can see, it lights up, so the controller works. You're gonna look like an idiot, to be honest, kind of. You're gonna have to look like this to play comfortably, because, well, if you play like the games like me that require like precision movement and the thing where the latency is gonna ruin the game experience for you, if this is the case, then this is highly recommended. But if your Bluetooth is good enough, then probably you can also like use Bluetooth, but I would not advise you to do this. Also, if you're using like Bluetooth headphones, yeah, those ones for example, then you will not be able to connect both the controller and the headphones. And you're gonna ask, how much will this all cost? Because it looks like it kind of costs, well, not expensive, but still, if you have to waste this much money, then probably it would be better to just cheap up for Steam Deck. Well, it's your choice, but for me it's more viable for now at least. Okay, so this controller costs like $60, depends on the country you're in or how old this controller is. This Pro controller is getting cheaper and cheaper, so it's kind of like $50–60. The clamp costs me like $10, basically it's $10. It's not much, again, depends on your country. In my country it would be considered expensive for this kind of plastic piece. But at least it has like, it's actually a nice quality. I don't know how much will it take for it to break, but at least it allows you to adjust the angle of your phone when you're like lying in bed or holding your phone. Basically to your own like choice, interest, and yeah. We already all have a USB cable, so I will not count this. OTJ cable costs like $5 or $10. It's really cheap, so nothing to worry about basically. It's also optional, depends on your phone connection to your like controller. So to sum it up, it's like $70 or $80. And well, if you have a controller, it's even less. So as I mentioned before, it's a cloud-based system. So if you have a good internet connection, a good enough PC, and this thing basically, or a gamepad that attaches to your phone, then you're good to go. Maybe because it's gonna be different for everyone. You have to consider that it's not a console gaming, it's a PC gaming basically, and you also have to use your phone, Android phone, or well, iPhone, kind of. Yeah, it's really like there's no like correct answer, accurate answer to say how good this will work for you. But yeah, in my experience, it kind of works like a Wii U controller. When I have to lie in bed, like I said, because I'm feeling exhausted, I just go lie in bed, connect through my phone, and play through cloud. Yeah, it's not gonna be like the best experience. It hugely depends on your phone. My phone doesn't have a stereo speaker, so it's kind of a downside. But but at least has like AMOLED display, so it will fit. Like it's good enough. Compromise. The rumble is gonna be available, so also not a big deal. And that's pretty much it. Nothing else to worry about, I think. This is the physical side of the tutorial. You can have those things, you can have not, but it's highly recommended, I would say. It's my experience, I'm sharing it with you, so yeah, do what you gotta do with it. Okay, so for the tutorials that you all will need to do is to go to... I will show my face with the desktop. Yep, and yeah, so you would need to do, what you need to do is have Steam opened, of course, go to your settings, remote play, and pair your device first. Also to adjust the settings to your, well, not really liking. Allow direct connection is the best thing you have to do, because direct connection will be the most stable. Advanced host options is also like to your liking. I set all of the check marks, and depending on your GPU, you would have to set up like hardware encoding for NVIDIA, AMD, or Intel. That's pretty much it. I don't know about encoding threads. I don't know about network traffic because I have like unlimited internet connection on my phone, and plus I didn't try mobile internet connection yet. Well, I'm kind of lying. I tried it, but it was like, what, 4 years ago already? So perhaps it's gonna be worse. Okay, so with that all out of the way, I'm gonna show you my phone screen, just so you can know what to do. But first, also, before I forget about it again, you would have to go to Device Manager, go to your network adapters, well, basically your Internet adapter settings, go to Advanced, and disable Energy Efficient Internet. This thing, it was a huge culprit for lagging, and when I realized that you need to disable it, that was like a life-saving for me, so I highly recommend you do this. Okay, so from now on, I'm gonna show you my phone screen. I'm gonna use like editing magic to apply this screen so you can see it. Okay, so you should now see my phone screen, I believe, and you already see where I'm coming from. You have the best application to use is Steam Link for this, because it's Steam related, and to like have experience one-to-one with you, I'm gonna like clear data for this app, so the experience will be the same. Okay, so it opens up. Welcome to Steam Link. Get started. Scanning from computers. Yeah, you have to set it up through your home network first, of course. So yeah, highly recommended that you do this on the same Wi-Fi as your computer. Set up the code. Of course, I'm gonna blur it out. Connecting, testing. Yeah, so mine is like it's good enough for 65 megabytes per second. Okay. And we already have like all of this stuff. Controller, there's no controller yet. Video is gonna be balanced. For me, it's the best way is balanced. Audio, well, stereo, how you want it basically. Microphone disable, input enable. More. Launch mode is highly recommended that you use a desktop. Bandwidth limits, it depends on your internet connection, but I highly advise you to set it up at least to 10 megabits per second maximum, because it's really like dependent on your internet connection. Frame rate limits also depends on your phone. You can set it up like depending on how much hertz of refresh rate you have. Well, my phone is generic, it has 60. And resolution limits, you also can set it up how much you can. I would set it to the display resolution. Or 720p, I think 720p is best. Performance overlay to your liking. Allow direct connection is highly recommended to set to my devices. I'm not gonna give you a tutorial on how to set up this thing if it doesn't work for you. But you're free to Google it if you want to do this. Other stuff I didn't touch, so I'm not gonna touch it here now. And there we go. Steam Link. It changed the resolution because I set it up to do this. And there you have it. It should show you my computer screen on my phone. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You're connected. Now, if you want to like leave your game, you would have to like stop streaming. There we go. And that's where I end my phone recording. So basically, it's not that hard, right? As I said before, it highly depends on how much luckiness you have, basically. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't like when things are luck-based, so I can get the gist of how disappointed you can feel. But basically, yeah, it's everything you can do. But to make your experience the best, I will show my screen and demonstrate you how to set it up like the best. So, why do you need a Steam? That's where we come in. It's not because of the Steam Link per se. You can also use programs like Moonlight if you have an NVIDIA GPU, or Parsec. I would not recommend using them because Moonlight is actually the most recommended out of them all because it has less problems with the connection, but it also is a pain to set up if you didn't set up your PC before. Parsec, I would highly advise you to not use it, to be honest. You can, but it's not going to be the best experience if you don't have a mouse in hand. or keyboard. So basically, it's a bad idea. It also hiccups a lot and drops frame rate to sync up correctly, and for me it's not. To me, it's not the best option, basically. So if you connected your phone through the Steam Link, you have set up the resolution, so it should look like 720p, but I will show you like the full screen, and that's where this button comes in. This is big picture mode, and it was updated like not long ago, perhaps like 3 or 4 months ago. So yeah, this is a new big picture. Yeah, this thing is the reason why I highly recommend you to have Steam installed with your account. It's not required that you buy some games from Steam. Again, if you're like getting games for free from Epic Games Store, you can just add them as your non-Steam games. To show you, I'm gonna exit big picture mode really fast, and there's this button, add a non-Steam game. That's where you add your executable of the game. Or if you want to emulate the game, you can also add the emulator over there, but I highly advise you to use the utility called Steam ROM Manager for this, which will set up all of your emulators with the ROMs automatically. But I'm not gonna show you a tutorial on how to do this, I'm sorry. You're free to Google it yourself, basically. So yeah, basically you have to set up all of this Steam like through your PC first, then you can get this experience second when it's all ready for you. The stuff like those settings, if you want to like set custom artwork for many of the games, you can do this too. For example, Among Us doesn't even have like as a title in its cover. You can set the custom art for it there. There's a program from the Steam Grid db.com that will automatically set all of the artwork to your liking. I haven't used it yet, so I don't know how reliable it is, but basically, yeah, that's also an option. Yeah, that's simple. There's the play button, there's all of the stuff. And that's where I would end this all, right? It's already have been half an hour, and I'm sorry for that. But I would need to clarify some things. I don't know how perfect will this work for you again. I'm sorry for repeating myself, but it's a really like important point. You have to prepare yourself to be kind of disappointed if it doesn't work, or if it will be annoying to set up. For me, it was annoying because many games, for example, you have seen like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. This PC port sucks, and it basically forces you every time to stand up from your bed, for example, like it was my case, and set up like some other like mode, like desktop modes. I mean, like windowed mode, borderless mode, full screen mode, all this kind of stuff. And that's why I hate this PC port, and there are like a lot of those PC ports. It's gonna be a huge pain to set up, so I highly recommend you to use another cloud-based app like Moonlight or Steam or Parsec, just to troubleshoot all those problems if you're not at home yet. Or you'll just have to get ready for losing some of the money from bills for electricity because your PC is like in the waiting state. It's also recommended to not have your PC in sleep mode or have sleep mode set up, because I'm not sure if you can wake up your PC from this state. I haven't tried it, but probably it's not the best idea, basically. Forgot to mention that as of making this video, there's a problem with Steam versions, because if you are on stable build, the Steam Link will have some messy problems regarding the Steam Big Picture UI, where the controller will be attached only to the Big Picture mode, but not on the game itself. But if you go on the Steam Beta update, the controller, if you connect the controller to your PC and play on your PC, there's gonna be no rumble, no vibrations, so if it bothers you, better stay on the stable build. Basically, you would have to choose as of now before Valve eventually fix the problem. There is like a huge advantage to having even this thing at your home. Why I like this thing is because depends on your controller basically, but if you have a PS4 controller like me, you can basically use it not only as a portable device but also as a gimmick device. The best example is if you use your PC for Nintendo 3DS or Nintendo Wii U emulation, and you can basically like have a little Wii U on your PC, where the big screen is gonna be right in front of you, and the second screen is your phone. Cool, right? Also, you can set up the gyroscope on your controller. Basically, if you have a dongle or have some Bluetooth functionality, I would highly advise you to connect your controller to the PC and stream the screen from your phone, because there will be next to no latency this way. This is like a home solution, so it will not work on the go. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You can like play like a Wii U, have a little Wii U or Nintendo 3DS bottom screen on your hands. I'm not gonna show how this works, but yeah, this is all of this what I wanted to tell you. I'm really sorry this was no script. I would also want to try it with I also want to like confirm that this works on the go. If you connect through your unlimited mobile connection, traffic also works, but you know, not 100%. It's better to not lose all your traffic on this. And to give my experience, to share my experience with you on how this works, like on the go, the best way to find it out, only one way to find out. I'm gonna get to the extreme by doing this and that. Also, highly recommend to get my power bank so that my phone doesn't die while I do this. And see you on the outside world. While I was heading to this place, my dad called me suddenly, and he luckily was in the same place where I was about to go, so he helped record how the experience was in my hands.
So this is literally a live test. My dad is recording for me. As you can see, the connection is not really great. As I said, it depends on your connection and how much your PC can handle. Currently I'm like 6 kilometers from my home, so it's really far. So it kind of works, but it lags like a lot, so it's not really great for recording the games like I'm playing right now, the reaction-based games, I mean. There is like a noticeable latency, but not critical. So I would say it's playable, but not 100%.
Okay, so I guess I came back home, but I didn't yet leave my home. So if it was good, then good. If it was bad, it's bad. But yeah, that's my experience basically. I'm sorry for having this video really like long, and I'm sorry for being like not having like flashy effects coming and stuff. I just wanted to make a video. I was not sleeping all night and I wanted to make a video. I just thought, why not make a video? Why not share an experience? Because I'm not sure if anybody have done this. This video idea was actually in my head for like a long time. Back when Steam Deck was not even like announced in 2019, I wanted to make a video kind of like showing Steam Link as a parody to Nintendo Switch and whatnot, but this video didn't get through, and it would probably not be that great, to be honest. It's also not, I would also like to mention that Steam Link has an option to have touchscreen. If you're into this thing, you can also set up touchscreen, but probably not the best idea, but again, it's your choice, basically. Alright, so that was my experience to you. I hope you were invested, interested in it. I hope you're trying at least some of it. Probably while watching this video you already looked it up yourself. Good luck to you if you're gonna try this. Yeah. Also, a shameless plug, I do like my review blog, so go check that out in my description. I would really appreciate it if you do, because I've used a lot of my time to set it all up. And if you want to have some video game review of me talking about this kind of game, you can leave your comments or something. And with that out of the way, thank you for watching. Probably if I will try again to do this kind of stuff, maybe it will be the better idea to not do off-script, but off-script is actually better. Basically, yeah, this video is not for everyone. Thank you for watching, and maybe see you next time, I'm not sure. So yeah, have a good day, have a good night, have a good life, have a good lunch, I don't know. Good luck to you, and goodbye for now.